Today on Cartoon Remind, we'll be looking back on a show that was a part of Cartoon Network's summer block of 2000, a show filled with humor achieved through wits, skits, and self-awareness. This show is Sheep in the Big City. Sheep in the Big City is about a sheep who moves to the big city from its owner's farm and finds himself constantly escaping the clutches of a secret military organization who needs him for their sheep-powered ray gun. It was created by Mo Willems, who is also the writer and sometimes served as the director. Sheep in the Big City was Willem's second TV series after Offbeats, a Nickelodeon animated show from 1996. The pilot premiered as a part of Cartoon Summer on Cartoon Network in August, and the series officially started on November 17, 2000. Cartoons is the name that was given to Cartoon Network's multiple original shows produced between 1995 and 2003. Sheep in the Big City's premiere was the highest rated of any of the cartoons. The show ran for 2 seasons and ended on April 7, 2002. So, why is Sheep in the City? Well, why not? Mo Willems' work usually involved an alienated individual surviving in an environment they are not usually seen in. Therefore, having not only a farm animal but also a pack animal surviving in an urban every-man-for-themselves area and become independent was perfect for his style. He pitched this idea to one of the heads of Cartoon Network after they warned him that they didn't want any pitches involving superheroes nor space, both of which were the exact pitches he had thought of. The studio responsible for the show's animation was Curious Pictures. Curious Pictures previously worked on Willem's first show, Offbeats, which was their first non-advertisement project. The show has minimalistic art style and relies on an economy of line, of which line is only used to give you necessary shapes for the object or character portrayed. While using a variety of colors, the colors are usually muted and, for lack of a better word, dull. Willems has cited New Yorker cartoonist Ronald Searle and Saul Steinberg, as well as Peanuts cartoonist Charles Schulz, as influences of his for their art style and content, as they also use the economy of line. Modernist artists Pablo Picasso and Paul Klee are also art influences that can be seen in some of the backgrounds used throughout the series and during the theme song. Along with being an animator, Mo Willems was also involved in comedy, doing comedy shows every once in a while. This comedy side of him is clearly seen in his writer of Sheep in the Big City. The main focus of the show is on sheep, but its plot is divided into 3 chapters and are interspersed with skits and sketches. Each chapter is titled with a sheep pun of some kind. The sketches in between each chapter usually consist of a wacky advertisement for a product made by the fictional company Oxymoron. The show usually starts in the middle of a parodied television broadcast and ends with a monologue by the ranting Swede, a Swedish guy who complains about mundane things that bother him in his life. Willems has stated Monty Python's Flying Circus was a major comedic influence on the show, evident with how random things can happen as well as the zaniness yet harmless nature of the characters themselves. These include the main antagonist, General Specific, his right-hand man, Private Public, and their accomplice, the angry scientist, who gets upset as most of the characters insist on calling him Mad Scientist. Another prevalent character, who is usually even more present in each episode than Sheep, is the narrator, voiced by Ken Schatz. He can break the fourth wall and sometimes complains about the plot of the show directly to the writers. A main comedy staple of the show are literal metaphors, of which the characters will state a metaphor or idiom and are immediately followed by the literal interpretation. For example, General Specific numerously refers to the plot device, which turns out to be a literal machine that details what's to happen in the episode. The show has a small cast of voice actors and actresses, some of which have previously worked with Willems on his other projects. The voice cast include Kevin Seal, James Edmund Godwin, Ken Schatz, Mo Willems, and Stephanie DeBruzzo, all of which voice more than one character on the show. Although many critics found Sheep in the Big City funny, smart, and fresh for its time, the show couldn't keep a necessary mass of viewers and was canceled after 2 seasons. After the show, Willems became the head writer for another Cartoon Network series, codenamed Kids Next Door, for its first 4 seasons, and became an award-winning, critically acclaimed writer of children's books. Unfortunately, there are not a lot of ways to legally watch both seasons of Sheep in the Big City. It never received a home release save for the pilot episode, which was included in home releases of the Powerpuff Girls episodes. With that said, there are plenty of episodes available on the Dailymotion website that should give you an idea of how brilliant this show is. That's all for today on Cartoon Rewind. I hope you look forward to our next episode where we move away from Cartoon Network into Disney with Dave the Barbarian. See you then.